Hey gang, Kevin here, Life22, and welcome to the morning hours of 6:31 a.m. in Olean, New York. Today, so part of obviously we've been following the channel because who doesn't? We Part of the New Year's resolution obviously was to get up early, was to start getting in a workout, was to start doing stretching. January 6th is going to roll around here shortly, which is usually the day for the last like 3 years. That I've usually, kind of give myself a little break after the first of the year, and then right after that break hits, where I can kind of like adjust into a new schedule, I stop drinking, usually for about a month until about the 5th of February. So, but getting ready for that, started doing the kettlebell workout, picked jujitsu back up again. Trying to stay in shape, man. You don't realize how out of shape you are until you just do the workout drills at the beginning of jiu-jitsu, and you're just like dead. Yeah, so I figured every morning I would get up, I would get myself ready. Obviously, a lot of times I was like stretching it. I was getting myself ready at the same time I was getting the kids ready for school, and it was just like waiting to the last absolute moment, and then like flying by the seat of my pants trying to like get them to school, get to work, all that other stuff, And so I figured if I got up early, a good 2 hours early, I could start doing, and this morning was only an hour and a half, but I could at least speak to you guys, and then do my workout before that, and then grab something to eat and get my 2 cups of coffee in before I leave the house, and then have a good start to my day, and not have to be stressing like, oh, I haven't put that podcast out. Oh man, I got a bunch of ideas, and this way I can kind of like burn one out every day, every other day, but at least I'm getting you content as much as I can, because that's what you guys are wanting, right? You guys are like drug addicts out there just waiting for the word of Kevin to be spoken, and here I am. Ta-da! That said, I wanted to touch base with you guys on today's was the lecture series Personalities and Transformation by Jordan B. Peterson. I normally do book reviews. From time to time I'll do a movie review, which reminds me I have another one coming up. But I started thinking about like how Jordan Peterson has been changing my life left and right, and out of all the people that are in my life, and all the people that I listen to and stuff, there's very few. There's many that have set me down this path, but there's very few that have actually like changed my life. And I want to say I've been soaking up as much Jordan Peterson as I can. I missed I missed the opportunity to buy tickets, the meet and greet tickets, to go see him in February of this current year, in Canada. And now I'm like kind of like regretting it, but at the same time I have access to the Daily Wire, so I've been able to catch up on his book tour from what he's done so far between like Europe, California, Australia, just all these little, the Netherlands, things like that. And it's really kind of interesting. But for the last year, I've been kind of like peppering in this particular lecture series, and I finished it a couple months ago, and now I'm like, well, you know what? Let me review that, because that was like, in the past I've reviewed the doctor, or the Silva Ultramind system, and how that kind of helped more as like a meditation than anything else. I didn't really find what everybody else is talking about in it. Some people say it's my skepticism, but skepticism, I guess, is it's the product of those who are awake. I don't know. If you just blindly follow everything, that's not good. And if you skepticize over everything, then I guess that's not good. But I have a healthy amount of skepticism, and I was unable to find what they truly describe, but I found where they're leading to being it helpful, and then they're trying to give it to their method over anything else. But that said, there are 20 different lectures in this series. I know they're on YouTube. They were on YouTube. I know for a fact they're on the Daily Wire app and on their website, as part of the Jordan B. Peterson collection. So they range anywhere. There's 20 different ones. He breaks down personalities, what makes up personalities, different archetypes, and how people can transform, and maybe you can transform, and you can take bits and pieces of this and transform your understanding of the world, how you act, because you should keep your house in perfect order before you judge the world. So, in order to better understand yourself, which will help you better understand the world, I highly recommend this series. Each and every, he talks, the first one, there's an introduction, historical mythology and context, heroic, shamanic initiations, Jean Piaget, and constructivism. He talks about Carl Jung and the Lion King. He actually incorporates the Lion King, like the Disney movie, and there's he's got a part 1 to that and a part 2. Freud and dynamic unconscious, humanism and it's hard when you're reading it sideways, huh? Nope, go back. And phenomenology, Carl Rogers, existentialism, he talks about Nietzsche, Dostoevsky, and Kierkegaard, phenomenology, Heidberg, Binswanger, and Boss. Jeez, and that's just the first 10. He gets into Solzhenitsyn and the gulags, which is, because of Jordan, I read all 3 of the Gulag archipelagos. I was going to go back and read or listen to the summary, the abridged version that is actually read by Solzhenitsyn's, I don't know if it's his son or his grandson, which is kind of cool. Introduction to traits, biology and traits, the limbic system. He talks, and there's a bunch of these that I've picked up little excerpts. I took them on YouTube and I pulled the clips, and I either posted them on YouTube, and definitely for sure the quotes with the starting point on my Twitter account. So if you happen to go through my Twitter feed and you want to pull up any of the Jordan Peterson references, usually those are in there, and they are like phenomenal. They're packed with phenomenal wisdom. So highly recommend that. Let's see here. Biology and traits, incentive, reward, neuroticism, biology and traits, agreeableness, biology and traits, openness, intelligence, and creativity, part 1. Part 2, orderliness, disgust, conscientiousness, that's biology and traits, performance, prediction, and then his conclusion, which is psychology and belief. So it's just a great 20-part series. The lectures span from like 45 minutes to, I think some of them, there might be 1 or 2 that are over 2 hours. I want to say the average one is like an hour and 45. So they're just really good. They're really good. They help you understand, hey, maybe you're having a problem at work with a coworker, maybe you're having a problem at home with a spouse, maybe you're trying to understand your children better. A lot of these different things are just great for understanding the human psyche as we know it currently. Like, obviously we don't know everything there is to know. A lot of things that are just working theories, because psychology in general isn't a completed science. There are certain things we are certain of, but obviously in light of all new information, certainties can have the ground that they stand on undermined. I don't know. Anyways, so that said, I really highly recommend it. I think it's a really good. There's certain things he talks about when he's talking about, just like he puts it in rational terms where like you or I could understand it, right? The Lion King, and kind of describing this archetype of how kids see the world, how dominance hierarchies work. And if you haven't read any of his books, I highly recommend those. The Beyond Order, the 12 Rules for Life, The Maps of Meaning. That was a long one. That was 30 hours or more. Yes, I don't want to wake up. I'm already awake. Thank you. I just switched to Apple. It's like a month ago, so now I'm like kind of getting used to that. And then getting used to tracking it on my watch, but my workouts and stuff. So, but yeah, no. Other than that, I appreciate you guys listening to the show. I really recommend that. That was phenomenal. So I was listening to those podcasts whilst implementing the Silva Mind system in practice, and I put a video out on my results of that. But and I mean, obviously, none of this stuff is like published scientific results, but they're at least my interpretation of it, and my best. And they're these podcasts probably aren't as enjoyable as when I've listened to a book. Sometimes I'll go and see what other guys are reviewing about the book and see how their take is on it. And some of them are very crisp and well thought out, and they've spent hours creating them, where I'm just kind of giving you my average Joe's kind of like drinking coffee and like, yeah, it was good for this reason. It was, and point out a couple key points. Then you got guys like, I think was it Thug Notes. That guy is pretty hilarious. He turns it into like, like On the Streets, and he kind of breaks down like just classic works. And so shout out to that guy. He's pretty funny. And he spends a lot of time, obviously, like doing the narrative and working up a script. So, I mean, where I'm kind of just pop fly, I'm shotgun blast into the sky, and where I hit, and where I don't, I miss. But at least I'm doing something. So, but yeah, guys. So I've been with you for almost 15 minutes now, and the personalities lecture, personalities and transformations, that was good. And I've got a couple more that I've reviewed through Jordan that I'd like to pepper in. I've got last week's Common Council meeting. I'm sure you guys are all waiting for my take on that. There was last night's Common Council meeting, the opening ceremonies, if you will, for 2023, where we get to hear Uncle Bill's speech. So a lot of those things are coming up. We've got some FOIL requests being submitted for different documentation across different government entities. So that'll be fun once that stuff arrives, and we'll go from there. We'll blow open some stories, because we are Life22 Studios, people, and we are bringing you the hot local takes. We are bringing you general book reviews and lecture reviews and things that better your life. We're creating a structure in order for you to create at least monthly themes to keep your mind on task and to better yourself. So we're like just like an all-around just way to do it. So appreciate it, folks. We'll see you guys next time on Life22. Hopefully tomorrow morning. Catch you later.